So here we have the Little Tree 47-inch round dining table. The chairs are not included. That'll be a separate review later on. Let's talk about this table, though. First thing that we love about this table is the size. So 47 inches is going to allow you to have between 4 and up to 6 people comfortably eating at the table. That makes it a great table for a eat-in kitchen, a dining nook. We use ours in this kind of little cafe nook within our house. So it's really great for breakfast, coffee, and doing a little bit of work here and there. As far as the table itself, we went with the light brown option. You can see here it is a kind of a wood veneer on top. The manufacturing tolerances are actually quite small. So while there is a gap between each of the panels, it is pretty small. That said, it is still possible to get some food or crumbs in there. If that is the case, you're going to want to make sure that you clean it really well. Just kind of either compress a paper towel well and pull it out, or worst case, you actually can disassemble the table like once every 6 months or something like that, and give the inside a very good clean as well. As far as packaging and assembly goes, you would think that it's hard to get a table in the mail, but this was actually one of the easier builds we've had. This is easily be done by one person. The box isn't too heavy. It's not too many pieces. The instructions are really easy to follow. And it doesn't require any special tools to put together. You have really a screwdriver. In 40 minutes, you can have a table up and running in your house. Let's talk about a couple things that I do wish they would update in the future or improve upon. We've already talked about the small little gap between the pieces. Not that big a deal. The thing that bothers me a little bit more is the wood grains. You'll notice that we have perpendicular wood grains here. So we've got these ones are going this way, and these ones are going this way. I don't know if there's a way that that could ever be made so they're all going in one direction, but that would be preferred. I don't know, maybe somebody's figured out a way to do that. Maybe if you flip it over, you can make it happen. But that's definitely something that it's not really explicit in the directions. It's not a deal breaker by any means, but it would be nice if all the wood grain went in the same direction. The next one is, of course, the stability. It's got good stability, especially when you're over the pedestal legs beneath, which come out in a kind of a cross pattern. So it's very strong on each of these lines. So these lines are where the legs are going out. But if you're in the middle, so where I am right here, or where we have the dining areas, if you're an adult or a child putting absolutely all of their weight on the very edge, you can lift the table up. That's going to be the case with pretty much every table that you're ever going to see, especially round tables that don't have 4 legs. And the reason for that is, again, because it's got a pedestal in the middle, so you're really fighting the leverage, there you go, in terms of lifting it upwards. Now, if you were to go with a 4-legged table where the legs are out here on the corners, you'll definitely have a slightly sturdier table, but it will always be a 4-person table. You cannot have a person sitting on these areas if there is a table leg right here. So you notice I just moved that chair. That would be impossible if there was a leg right here. So that is the trade-off of having a pedestal type table versus a 4-legged round table. We definitely wanted the versatility to be able to have more seating. Obviously, we're not going to let a child stand on the edge of a table here, and adults aren't going to be pushing down on this with significant pressure. So we don't believe it to be something that's really going to impact the daily usability of the table, but it's something to keep in mind as far as the design choice. We love the we really love the look, the ease of putting this together, the flexibility to be able to have multiple seating options and arrangements. And just overall, it's been a great table for us to use on a day-to-day basis, because that's exactly why we wanted it. So there you go. That's the Little Tree 47-inch round table. Absolutely perfect for your eat-in kitchen or breakfast dining nook.